So in the morning class, we were discussing about the vector multiplication. Now here, we are going to multiply two vector quantities. So as I said, when you are going to multiply two vector quantities, your answer could be scalar or it could be a vector. Like when you multiply the force and displacement, your answer is a work, which is a scalar quantity. And when you multiply position vector with force vector, you get a quantity that is called moment, which is a vector quantity. So you can have the scalar answer or the vector answer. So depending on whether your answer is scalar or answer is vector, we use two different symbols for multiplication. First symbol which we use, that is the dot, and another symbol which we use, that is the cross. So whenever you are using between the two vectors dot sign, that means your answer is going to be scalar. And whenever you are going to use cross sign, that means your answer is going to be vector. Okay. So that's why this multiplication is also called, the dot multiplication also called scalar multiplication, and the cross multiplication is also called vector multiplication. So when you have the vector multiplication, that means you will have magnitude as well as direction, both. When you have the um only scalar multiplication, scalar multiplication, then only you will get magnitude without any direction. So first let us start with dot multiplication or scalar multiplication. Multiplication, another word for multiplication is product. So we can also call it dot or scalar product. So suppose this is vector A and this is another vector B, which are making an angle of theta between them. Now vector A dot vector B, that is multiplication of this vector with this vector, is defined as A into B cosine theta, where A and B are the magnitudes of vector A and vector B, and cosine theta is the cosine of the angle between them. Okay. So from here, you can write cosine theta is equal to vector A dot vector B divided by A into B. So your theta will be cos inverse vector A dot vector B divided by A into B. So this is how we have defined vector A dot vector B. Now we are going to multiply the vector A and vector B through dot when they are expressed in the form of components. But before that, let us multiply the standard unit vectors or Cartesian unit vectors. As you know, there are 6 Cartesian unit vectors. One is the I, and second is j, third is k, and fourth is minus I, which represent the negative x direction, then minus j, which represent the negative y direction, and this represent the negative z direction. Okay. Let us multiply first I with I. Who will tell what will be the answer? When you are multiplying I with I.
I square.
Ah, la, la.
1.
You see, yes, 1. Because vector A dot vector B equals to AB cosine theta. So I is representing the unit vector whose magnitude is 1. So magnitude of A is 1, magnitude of B is 1, and the angle between the two vectors which are parallel, definitely it is 0 degree. Am I right? So angle between these two parallel lines, always angle is 0. So it will be 1 into cosine of 0. So cosine 0 is also 1. So when you multiply these three, answer will be simply 1. So whenever you are multiplying the same unit vectors like I dot I with j or j dot j or k dot k, answer will always be 1 because the angle between the same unit vectors will be 0. So when they are 0, so of course when you will multiply them, with cos 0, it is going to be 1. Okay. Now, what about vector I with j? Who will tell? What will be the answer now? Vector I dot vector j.
It's 0.
0. Because, very correct, 1 into 1, vector A dot vector is AB cosine theta. So the magnitude of vector I is 1, magnitude of vector j is 1, and the angle between them is 90 degree, because if I call this as x-axis and this as y-axis, so your I is this one and your j is this one. Sorry, j is this one. Okay. So this is your I, this is your j, and the angle between them is 90 degree. So 1 into 1 cosine 90. Cosine 90, as you know, is 0. So the final answer will be 0. So whenever you are multiplying I with j or I with k or j with k or any of them, I need two different unit vectors, uh, two different Cartesian unit vectors, standard unit vectors, then the answer is going to be 0. Therefore, if your vector A is expressed in the form of component axi plus ayj plus azk, and you multiply this vector, I notice many students are joining quite late. Hmm. So this is the 3 term and this is the 3 term. So when you start with axi, so when you will multiply this axi with bxi, so ax into bx will be the scalar value. And I dot I, because it's a dot multiplication, I dot I will be also 1. So your answer here will be ax into bx. Then when you will multiply this with the second term, axi with byj, so ax into by, but I dot j, that will be 0, because the angle between them is 90 degree. So you will not get nothing 0. Same thing will happen with this. Axi, when you multiply with bzk, so ax into bz, but I dot k will be 0. So everything will be 0. So only when you multiply this with these 3 terms, only this first term will retain, that is ax into bx. Then same thing with ay, when you multiply ay bx, okay, but y j comma j dot I, this will be again 90, so it will be 0. Ay and by, of course, they will retain, and j dot j will be 1, so you will have ay into by plus then az bz. Sorry, ayj and bzk. Again here j dot k will be 0. So answer will be ay and bz. Sorry, answer will be 0. So nothing you will have here. Then third term when you will take, so this multiplied by this, k dot I will be 0. This k dot j will also be 0. But k dot k will be 1. So az and bz you will have here. So your answer will be ax bx plus ay by plus az bz, which is very, very simple to remember. So always remember, if you are going to multiply the two vectors which are in a component form, so the dot multiplication will be simply ax bx plus ay by plus az bz. So it's very, very straightforward. Okay. So this is the answer. Now I come to the cross product. In case of cross product, the definition of the cross multiplication is vector A cross vector B equals to AB sine theta. So this and this, they are quite similar. Only difference here is this is cosine theta and this is sine theta. So vector A cross vector B is equal to AB sine theta, but this is magnitude because A is the magnitude of vector A, B is the magnitude of vector B, and sine theta is also a magnitude. Now you have to show this as a vector. So anyone will help me how to show a magnitude as a vector? How to show a magnitude as a vector? In the morning class we discussed.
We multiply by the unit vector.
Very good. If you have a magnitude and you want to convert into vector, just you have to multiply the unit vector of the direction. So the unit vector of the direction is, I'm writing vector n. Okay. So this is the unit vector of the direction. And what is the direction? What is the direction whose unit vector is this? That we can get with the help of right hand rule. And what is the right hand rule? That if this is your fingers, you turn these fingers, 4 fingers, towards B. So here in this figure, you see, you turn your fingers from A to B, okay, A to B. Then this thumb, this is going to represent the direction of vector A cross vector B. So when you are turning your fingers from A to B, okay, so this is your A and this is your B. So you're turning this finger from A to B. So the thumb is directing towards vector A cross vector B. So of course, A and B are if in XY plane, then thumb will be pointing towards positive Z axis. And the unit vector in the positive Z direction is the K vector, K. So this is the general formula, AB sine theta into unit vector of the direction, A vector n. So this vector n will represent the direction of vector A cross vector B. Okay? So this vector n will represent the direction of vector A cross vector B. Okay. Now let us multiply the unit vectors by cross multiplication. You see, if you have unit vector I and you make it cross multiplication with the I itself. So as you know, this is representing vector I. And this is also representing vector I. They are parallel. So the angle between them will be how much? 0, because between two parallel lines, the angle is 0. Because they will never touch each other. So theta is 0. So this will be equals to 1 into 1, because AB sine theta into sine 0. Of course, into unit vector. But here unit vector will not play much role. This sine 0 will make everything 0. Answer will be 0. So in vector multiplication, same unit vectors multiplication is going to give you answer 0. So vector I cross I, or vector J cross J, or vector K cross K, all these leads to answer 0. Okay. Now let us multiply. So keep in mind, in the dot product, vector I dot I, vector J dot J, vector K dot K all gives 1, because when you put in the cosine 0 degree, answer is 1. But when you put this with sine 0 degree, then answer is 0. Okay. But different from the dot product, when you have the multiplication of different unit vectors. For example, if you multiply vector I cross vector J, who will tell me what will be the answer? When you multiply
1, I think.
1, how come it will be 1? Let us see. You see, when you this is the formula. So vector I, the magnitude of vector I is 1, okay, correct. Magnitude of vector j is also 1, that is correct. Angle will be 90 because I and j, they are at 90 degrees from each other. This is I, this is j. And angle there between them is 90 degrees. So sine 90 is 1, okay. But all these will be equals to 1, that is correct. But together with that, there is a unit vector. So can you tell me what will be the direction of I cross j? In which direction it will be acting? See here, this is I, this is j. So when you are going to take I cross j, use the finger, turn from first vector to the second vector, these fingers, I move towards j. So when you move your I towards j, so the thumb will be pointing towards your face. That is the direction k, direction z. Okay, that is positive z direction, because outside the plane, that is positive z direction. So in the positive z direction, the unit vector is small k. Okay, so here simply the direction of the vector I cross j is the positive z direction, and in the positive z direction, the unit vector is k. So you will write here k. So what you will get finally, 1, 1, 1 to k, that is equals to k. So
Doctor,
vector I, j, yes please.
Can you repeat how we find the direction?
Yes. You see I and j, they are in xy plane, that is in the plane of the computer, okay? And when you will turn your finger, these 4 fingers, okay, which are representing the I direction, towards j, which is vertical. So you move these fingers like this, okay? So the direction of the thumb, this is called thumb, okay? It will be facing towards your face, am I right?
Yes.
So which is this direction? This is positive z direction, because direction away from your face, we are saying negative z, and direction towards your face, that is positive z. So in the positive z direction, unit vector is small k. So here I have put in place of vector n small k. Is it clear now?
Yes, thank you.
Doctor,
Yes, please.
why we turn our hands from I to J, not J to I?
Because you are finding out I cross j. If you find j cross I, for example, if you find your j cross I, okay, in this case, you will, this is the j as y direction, and this is x direction, okay? So I am turning my finger, you see here, can you see this one? From j to I. So the direction of the thumb will be away from my face. That is the minus z direction. So when it will be minus z direction, so the unit vector will be minus k in that direction. So answer here will be 1 into 1 into sine 90, that is also 1 into minus k. So the answer will be minus k. When you take j cross I, so j cross I and I cross j, they are equal magnitude wise, but direction wise they are opposite. So because one is equals to k, another is equals to minus k.
Doctor,
Is it clear now? Yes, please.
The palm of the hand is referred to the x direction, right?
X direction.
I direction.
Yeah, x direction. You see, you can say like x axis of your computer screen, okay, and y axis is the vertical line on your computer screen. Okay, so your computer screen is representing the xy plane. Okay, horizontal one is the x, vertical one is the y, and Z is the direction towards yourself. From computer screen, if you make two lines on your computer screen, and from origin you draw a line towards yourself, that is the positive Z. And away from that, that will be negative Z. So when you turn your fingers like this, because you are saying about J to I, okay? So it will be like this. So it's difficult to make it like this. So from Y to J to I, you turn the finger. So your thumb will be pointing away from your face. So that is the negative Z direction. So unit vector is minus K. Is it clear to you now?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay, thank you. So so when we have to multiply the unit vectors, so in this case we follow in vector multiplication this cyclic rule. According to this cyclic rule, this is I, this is J, this is K. Okay. So when you multiply I cross J, when you multiply I cross J, your answer will be K. When you multiply K cross I, it will be J. So when you are along the cycle, okay, so it's clockwise, along the clock or along the cycle, then your answer will be, when you multiply the two unit vectors, answer will be third one with positive sign. But when you are in the opposite direction, for example, if you multiply J cross I, then you will get minus K, because you're not along the cycle, opposite to the cycle. So J cross I will be minus K. K cross J will be minus I. And I cross K will be minus J. Okay. But I cross J will be K, K cross I will be J, J cross K will be I. So this is cyclic rule. Okay. And multiplication of the same unit vectors, that will lead to the zero answer, because sine 0 is 0. So in this case, when you will multiply the two vectors which are written in the component form, so it will be quite long, not as simple as it was in the dot product or scalar multiplication. Like here, when you multiply this AXI with BXI, so I cross I will be 0, so answer will be 0. But when you multiply this AXI with BYJ, so AX into BY and I cross J will be equals to K. So AX BY K. Then when you multiply this with this, so AX BZ I cross K will be minus J. So AX BZ into minus J. Same thing, you will multiply this with first this one, AY BX, J cross I will be minus K, with this, then this, with this, with this, with this. So you will get a long expression. That long expression, you can make it short by writing in this form. I, J, K, AX, AY, AZ, BX, BY, BZ. Okay. So if you open this determinant, you will get the answer of vector A cross vector B. So I trust all of you know how to open a determinant. Am I right? You will write like first I, and then you will write multiply this with this minus this with this. Then you will write minus J, and you will
Yeah, we
multiply
did that in the math.
the math.
Also, yeah.
Okay, good. So this all of you know. Very good. Yes, please. Yes, Mr. Mohammed.
Yes, Doctor. If I want to multiply I cross K, how to do it in the palm of the hand?
I cross K. All right. 1
Yeah.
minute. Let me- So, of course, I cross K will be minus J. Suppose this plane, just to make the thing easier, this plane which is here, it is representing you X Z plane. Okay, not XY plane, XZ plane. All right. So when it is XZ plane, and of course your I mean positive I mean be towards X direction, and positive K base towards Z direction. All right. Now you take your right hand. All right, and keeping this guy horizontal, and I cross K. Yes, 1 minute. Yes. So we have to I cross K will be minus J. So in this case, our y-axis, positive y-axis, is away from our face. Because I cross K, I cross is minus J. Yeah, actually, if it is if I do like this, or if you want in the real life, 1 minute, x k. So I cross k. This is the. This one is this. Because when I cross I is this one, if k you take this one in 3 dimension, I is. Yeah, okay. Because this will solve the problem, but I think better to do in the real way. You see, in the space, this is your x-axis, this is your y-axis, and facing towards my face, that is positive z-axis. Okay. So what you do, this is your hand, okay, and turn this towards your face. So your thumb will be pointing down. Then your thumb is pointing down. That is the direction of minus y-axis, where the unit vector will be minus j. You follow? You see?
Yes.
Because x, y, and the line facing towards my face, that is the positive z. So if you try these fingers to move towards your line which is pointing towards your face, so j will be so it will be acting towards minus j. The thumb will be acting towards minus j. So that's why, because it's not easy to make always by the help of the right hand rule. So this, if you remember this one, then inshallah you will never have problem. This cyclic rule, I, j, and k. That I cross j is k, k cross I is j, but an opposite to the cycle, like k cross j will be minus I, I cross k will be minus j, like that. Okay. And here also in this figure, this a, if you can say like vector A is facing towards your face. So this is like acting in the positive z direction, and this is x direction, and this is y direction. So when you will multiply this k with I, if it is facing towards positive z, so definitely ki will give you j. So that's why the positive j. Okay. So vector A cross vector B, this is y. So this is y, this is x, and this is facing towards you. It is not in this plane. Sorry. So this A is not in this plane. Actually, it is facing you. So when you take vector A cross vector B, then you will get this, which is towards y axis. Now we come to the triple scalar and vector multiplication. Generally, we do not use this because first thing, rarely we require this, and second thing, if we need, what we do, we first multiply the two vectors, and then whatever is the answer, we multiply with the third. But if you can remember, it is very good, it is useful. Suppose you have vector A, vector B, and vector C, all right, in the component form. So vector A cross vector B dot vector C, definitely it will be a scalar quantity because this is a vector quantity, vector A cross vector B. So when you are multiplying a vector quantity with another vector quantity with dot sign, that means you are multiplying a scalar. You are doing a scalar multiplication. So answer has to be scalar. So answer will be this: ax, ay, az, bx, by, bz, cz, cx, yz. So just you expand this, you will get the value of vector A cross vector B dot vector C. Here it is written vector A dot vector B cross vector C is meaningless. That's true because this will be a scalar and this is a vector. So this will be simply a scalar multiplication to the vector. So it means simply your magnitude of vector C will enhance or decrease. If it is less than 1, it will be decreasing. Okay. Now triple vector product. In triple vector product, if it is written like vector A cross vector B cross vector C, this is also meaningless because you don't know which to which cross. Either you have to write A cross vector B cross vector C, or you have to write vector A cross vector B cross vector C. Okay. So in this case, first you are multiplying A and B, and then whatever is the answer, you are multiplying with vector C. In this case, first you are multiplying vector B and vector C, and whatever is the answer, you are crossing with vector A, whatever with vector A. So the formula for finding out the vector A cross vector B cross vector C or vector A cross vector B cross vector C is simple. Just you first take the dot of this, so this and this, first and last, okay? Vector A dot vector C, and then keep the remaining. Second time you multiply first and second and keep the third remaining here. So vector first and last, vector A dot vector C multiply by vector B, because this is a scalar quantity. So it will enhance the or decrease the magnitude of vector B. And here this is also the scalar quantity. This will increase or decrease the magnitude of vector C. So first A dot vector C, then the remaining one, then first and second vector A dot vector B, then remaining. Okay, so this is the formula. You can remember this formula also, that is also same thing. Okay, but I feel this is more easier. This into this remaining, then this into this remaining, minus this into this remaining. So you can use any of these two formula to find out the vector triple product. But generally, whenever we need this in the course, we ask students to multiply the two vectors first, and when the whatever answer they are getting, multiply it with the third. And this is the last topic of this vector chapter, position vector. You see, many times in our real life, we have to refer an object with reference to some other object. Okay? For example, if an aircraft is flying in the air, and say you are standing here, so you are locating the location of the aircraft nose from your location. So your location, this location can be joined together by a arrow. So this arrow will represent a vector that is called position vector. Okay? Like here in this, this is A, this is B, and you are locating B relative to A, joining A and B by an arrow. So this will be called as position vector. Okay. If any of the 2 points changes, the position vector will change. Suppose the location of B changes, of course, vector will change. Or the relative to which you are talking about the position vector, that changes, then also the position vector will change. So first let us do this in 2D to understand how to calculate it. Suppose this is one point, this is another point, and you are positioning the point B relative to point A. The coordinates of A are x1, y1, say, and coordinates of B are x2, y2. So as we had discussed before, this position vector, if I call it vector R, this will be equals to this vector plus this vector. So what is the length of this vector? Anyone can tell me? How much is the length of this vector?
The difference between
X values.
B
So
and
x2 minus, yeah, x2 minus x1. Am I right?
yes.
If you multiply this with the unit vector in this direction, that is I, you will get this vector. Similarly, for this, it will be y2 minus y1. And the unit vector in the y direction is j. Okay? So your vector R will be x2 minus x1I plus y2 minus y1j plus this. If the problem is two-dimensional problem, only your coordinates will be x1, y1, x2, y2. But if your problem is three-dimensional, then you will have third coordinate also. So A will be represented by x1, y1, z1, and B will be x2, y2, z2. So in that case, the x component will be x2 minus x1I, y component will be y2 minus y1j, and z component will be z2 minus z1k. So that will also be added here if the problem is of three dimension, is in open space. Okay, so you will get this expression. Vector I is equal to x2 minus x1I plus y2 minus y1j plus z2 minus z1k. Okay, so this is the position vector. So always remember, because this also we need a lot in this course, that whenever you have to find out the position vector, try to find out the coordinates and then use the expression and you will get the position vector. Suppose this position vector I divide by the length of this vector, magnitude of this vector. Anybody can tell me what he will get? If I divide vector R by R, that is the magnitude of this vector.
The unit vector.
Yes, wonderful. The answer will be simply unit vector. So you see, you students are very much confused between these two. Position vector, when divided by the magnitude of the position vector, then you get the unit vector. And how you calculate the magnitude? Anybody remembers the formula for calculating the length? How much will be the R? You see, R you can calculate by distant formula. So this is the R. So if you divide this by R, this vector, position vector, will convert into unit vector. So here I am completing the vector topic, and then inshallah from the next class we will start the real course, that is the force system. This is the chapter number 1 in your textbook related to the basic informations. Okay. So lecture 1 and lecture 2, they are basically for making your background, especially this chapter 2 vectors. And then from the next lecture, inshallah, we will start our course.
Are we a bit late or behind, or we are okay?
No, we are on time. We are on time. We are on time. No problem. Because it is as per my lecture schedule. Because first 2 weeks we devote these on this introduction and vectors, and then we will start, inshallah. So I'm as per my lecture schedule. But keep in mind, this is very, very important lecture, these vectors, because if these things which I have discussed here, if anybody is lacking in that, he will face a lot of difficulty in this course, because we are going to use extensively these vectors, vector concepts, finding the position vector, finding the unit vectors, adding the vectors, subtracting the vectors, using the parallelogram law, using the triangle law. So we will use extensively. That's why this lecture is totally devoted on this. Okay, now I'll take the attendance. And boys, I am observing that many students are joining quite late, you know. So this is not not acceptable. I will make then difficult rules which will create problem to you. So please, within 5 minutes, everybody should join. In fact, I forgot today to start before. Otherwise, session you can join before 15 minutes.
Do you have any information about the first mid, when, which week?
I think so far it has not come, but I hope it will be by this week. It should come. When is the midterm?
Inshallah.
Inshallah. As soon as it will come, I will post it, or I will inform you, inshallah. Okay. Mr. Khalid Al Usaimi. Okay, thank you. Mr. Muhammad Hamdan. Mr. Fahad Al Utaibi.
لا مي دكتور نديم مي فهد دكتور نديم